Hello and welcome to Dee's 20 Stitches. I'm Dee, my pronouns are they, them. I'm a trans and queer cross-stitcher, cross-stitch designer, educator, and just like clown, general clown. I'm also a really chilly boy today. It is spring, but here it is just under 10 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. You don't even ask me. It is March. It's time for my March update. I'm going to talk about my whips. I have lots of finishes to show you. I have lots of exciting news. What else do I have? I have, the most exciting haul ever. Well, exciting to me, but I'm really excited to show you. And then at the end of every video, we do a little education, and I'll talk to you about that. This is right after work. I got off work early because I do on Thursdays. And my dog is upstairs and he really wants to go for a walk. So I'm going to try to make this snippy snappy to try to get him on a walk so he doesn't go absolutely off the wall. Okay, let's talk about some really amazing finishes. The first finish I can't show you now, but I want to talk about. I finished the model for Kari and my spring fling. If you're on our email newsletter, which I have down below, you will have seen the blast out we put on our Spring Fling 2023 boxes for sale. And what that is Kari does some beautiful art. I translate it into cross stitch, and together we put together a whole big kit with 2 patterns, floss from Brenda Needle, accessories from Million of Stitches, and some really other neat stuff. Last year, it sold off very quickly. We added a couple new boxes into the number this year. This year it sold out very quickly. So if you grabbed a Spring Fling 2023 box, thank you so much. The designs are amazing. I love it so much. Kari and I were really excited that these were turned into cross stitch, and we can't wait to share it for you. And I can't wait to show you. If you did not get a box, I will be able to show you the patterns after Spring Fling, in May. So other than that, I have to keep it a secret. So that is one thing that I finished. I cannot unfortunately show you, but I do have other things that are exclusive that I can show you. So the first one is actually one I did not stitch. My friend Megan stitched it. Megan from Prince George. Plex. Oh, I'll put her Instagram below. She's a doll. This is, excuse me, this is the Beverly Glenn Sampler. This is, other than Let's Make a Statement, this is my first big design, my first sampler that I designed by myself. And let me just tell you a little bit about it. It is stitched on 40 count arboreal by Cedar River Linen. Trixie Tricycle, you probably know her. And it is using Roxy Floss Company flosses. And Hannah from Evertotes, there we go. Hey, Hannah from Evertotes did the conversion. I sent her the DMC, and you can actually see the DMC. Here's the DMC. That's the swatch I did. And then Hannah picked out this Roxy Floss Company. So it's called the Beverly Glenn Sampler. It's small. It's 100 by 100. So it's teeny tiny, especially if you stitch it on 40 count. And I would recommend this Cedar River Linen to stitch it on. Every little thing you see relates to my childhood in my childhood home growing up outside of Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. It's called the Beverly Glenn Sampler because that was the road I lived on when I was growing up. And that's my house. We lived in a red bricked house. It was really pretty, huge, big. So everything has a little story, from the little trilliums, Ontario's provincial flower, to the strawberry border. Um, there was a berry farm outside where I lived. The area was called Copetown, and there was a berry farm, and oh gosh, I remember as a kid. And if you were a child or like an adult and you pick berries, you probably had this experience where you picked like 3 berries and then you ate 17. I, I remember I think it was called the Rockton Berry Farm. And when I was a kid, I would eat so many strawberries and it gave me the big tummies. Rockton Berry Farm also had amazing pies. And I remember also I was obsessed with their juice. I used to do bits as a little baby comedian, like drinking the juice and saying, I can't get enough of this juice. And it made my mom laugh, so I kept saying it. On this side is a cow and a corn stalk. Right behind my house, we had a huge cornfield. And beyond that, a set of cows. It was a very like rural part of Ontario. And basically surrounded by corn. Me and the neighborhood kids would play in that corn very much. On the other side is a cardinal flower and a little baby moose. We didn't have a lot of moose in my area because it was not northern Ontario, but I do remember one of my best friends, their dad, once came home and his truck was real messed up because he hit a moose. The moose walked away, the truck did not. And that kind of astounded me as a kid. And this willow tree, when we moved, I remember my mom saying she planted a willow tree on the property line between us and the neighbors because even though I played with the neighbor kids all the time, apparently my parents did not like their parents. So my mom planted a willow tree to get revenge because of the shedding of the leaves. You'll also notice, just a little wink, we've got the trans flag colors down here. 89 is the year that I moved into Beverly Glenn, and then I have my initials here. This little sampler, for now, is only going to be available at StitchNorth. For now, and it will be available at both weekends. I'm going to be there at a booth weekend A, and you can pick up your copy there. First come, first serve. I don't know how many copies I will have. And then my friend Kaylee at the sewingshop.ca, Kaylee will have the if there are any pre-orders for weekend B, she will have those there. She will not have extra copies though, I don't think. So the only way you can get this is, number one, if you or someone you know are going to StitchNorth weekend A or weekend B, and also if you pre-order, and I'll give you the link down below. If you pre-order, you are guaranteed a copy. This will not be up on my website. I might wait till the summer or next spring. So if you really want it, it's a very cute little stitch. Oh, forgot to tell you, Blue Jays. I was a big Blue Jays fan growing up, baseball. These are 2 squawking Blue Jays. They're both boys, they're gay. I made them gay. Beautiful. Megan did a gorgeous job. I'll have to fully finish this. This is probably the fabric that I'm going to use to fully finish it. So that's the Beverly Glenn Sampler. Again, if you are going to StitchNorth, you can pre-order that. Thank you very much. I'm very proud of this little sampler, and I'm really excited to keep pursuing designing things that have value to me. I will talk about it actually next. Another finish I had, and you might have noticed, is Let's Make a Statement number 1. See if I can see it. I had to, if you remember from last time, I had to re-stitch it because, I still have that yogurt stain. Oh, I had to pick it apart. This is Let's Make a Statement number 1. It's kind of washed out. Sorry about that. There we are. This is Let's Make a Statement number 1. When I took the cover photo, by the way, this is out now. The link is down below. When I took the cover photo, I messed up the top row, but I just used Photoshop. I just used Photoshop to fix the stitches. You can do that if you're a designer. It's great. But you know, I wanted a actual solid model, so I had to restitch it. So she's all done. Thank you if you did purchase this. Y'all are amazing. The support was absolutely great. Way more positive support than negative support, so I appreciate it. Yeah. So I finished it. Is there still a yogurt stain on it? Yes. Can you see it? It's like white and crusty. It's yogurt. I don't know what you're thinking. I know someone was thinking it. Betsy, were you thinking? Darcy. Gross. Y'all are gross. Oh, by the way, this is in my Jasmine custom bag. Okay, like I said, when I design by myself, I want to do things that are meaningful to me. So stories from my childhood, like the Beverly Glenn Sampler, pieces that are important to my identity, like Let's Make a Statement. A couple other things that I have going down the line, definitely a Pride sampler. If you're doing Stitch for Pride, you will definitely be seeing that, hopefully. June is coming up so soon. I also have a series of things that when I go traveling, pieces that are important to me based on my travels and road trips. So it's all up here, but everything is going to be very D heavy, or it will have is important to me is what I'm trying to say. So I won't be spitting out patterns and patterns and patterns, but everything that I design is going to be a piece of me. It's going to be a little piece of me that you get to stitch and keep in your house. I feel like that's like it's like magic, right? You get to hold a little piece of D in your house, in your hand, and you get to frame it, and I live there forever. Or it sits in your Tupperware underneath your bed after you finish it, because you never fully finish it. And good for you. Why do you want to waste time doing that? I'm going to talk about Let's Make a Statement number 2 later, because that's a whip. But first, I want to talk about another finish that I just had. It's in this bag that Jody from Trixie Tricycle made me. This is another StitchNorth exclusive. I'm so sorry. Another Cedar River linen and Brennan Needle floss and fabric combination. This is another Uncanny Kari D20 stitches team up. This is Twonies. Because there's 2 of them. It's Twonies. This is the most Canadian thing we could think of without being weirdly nationalistic. This is a loon, big in Ontario. I love loons. They're so weird. Their call is very haunting. Did you know loons like can't walk on land? Like they're just in the water 24/7. And if you see them walk on land, it's very sad. So here's Mama Loon. And there's a fuzzy baby. Fuzzy baby loons. Loons are fuzzy when they're babies. They're like little chicks. And of course we have a trillium. Just a little cute motif there. I just finished this. I'm in love with a lot of stitching. The loon is all like heavily stitched, but the pattern made it, I don't know, easy. I did not need my pattern because this is repeating. So I just kind of put my pattern away and just followed it. So it's easy stitching. Yeah, this is going to be available at StitchNorth. Right now, Kari is working on a pre-order website. As soon as the pre-order website is up, I will actually put it in the comments, and I will also put it in my Instagram. Again, I will have copies of this Weekend A at StitchNorth and Kaylee at the sewing shop. If you pre-order, we'll have Weekend B pre-orders for Twonies. Again, this is the only way you'll be able to get it for now. If you're not going to StitchNorth, hang tight. It will be released later on, but you're gonna have to wait a little bit. Twonies. This is the most, other than Beverly Glenn, I feel like this is the biggest, most Ontario-ness. And I know that Midwestern Americans have loons too, like Missouri. Yeah, probably. They have a lot of lakes. They're up there. But this is a very Ontario with the trillium and the baby loons, the Twonies. Because you see, in Canada, we have a $2 coin, and okay, let me start. In Canada, we have a $1 coin, and it has a loon on it, so we call it a loonie. And also in Canada, we have a $2 coin, but it has a polar bear on it. But because we're Canadian, we call it a toonie. Sometimes we're cute. Sometimes Canadians are cute. Toonie, this is another StitchNorth exclusive. Oh, let me show you the Brennan Needle. I told Brenda Needle that we're using these, so maybe they'll have, hopefully they'll have stuff there. This is Pirate Glass. Oog. It's coming out really dark, but it's a nice, beautiful green. The variegation is gorgeous. You can see it. There's those light greens there. Gorgeous. This is Belle Island Ore Dark, the dark version. The lighter version is more purple. This is kind of coming out purple. And this is Sprung Greenhouse. It sprung. Oops, I'm dropping floss everywhere. Ooh. I love designing with Brenda Needle. I love their variegated threads. They're all fun. And, you know, bless them, because they were the first floss designer to give Kari and I a designing, like, big thing of all their threads so we could design with them. And I really appreciate them and what they did for us. And they're working with us for Spring Fling again. And I love their stuff. So go check them out. Okay, Twonies is done. Beverly Glenn is done. Let's Make a Statement #1 is done. Okay, let's do starts that you have not seen before. So I'm going to start with this one again. Again, this is something that I designed. This is D heavy up front. This is Let's Make a Statement Part 2. I'm just gonna flip and show you what I've been working on. Why not? You're watching the video. You deserve a little treat. It's not done. It's a whip, but it will be done. It should be done. My goal is to have it finished for the Trans Day of Visibility, which is March 31st. Because look, I'm visible. I'm here. It right now says trans foy always have beef and will be. It's exactly right. It's exactly right. Actually, I kind of like the idea of it saying trans folk will always have beef, because I will always have beef. If you do something nasty, I'll remember. I'll keep it in my heart and I'll let it fester. Trans people always have beef. The queers have tea and the trans have beef. It's going to say trans folk always have been and will be, which is a very important statement now, because, and I'll talk about it probably later next month when I talk about when it's fully finished. But there's this weird theory out there to discredit my community by saying that trans people is a trend. Nah, absolutely not. We've always been here. And guess what? We'll always be here. No matter what, we'll always be here. A note, if you stitch Let's Make a Statement number 1, it's the same exact palette as Let's Make a Statement number 2, and probably whatever other numbers that I do. So we have a blue, a pink, and a white, and a green, all DMC. We have a yellow topaz etoile, and this is Spoil Rotten by Brenda Needle, a variegated thread. So look forward to that being done soon. Says D with a smile, knowing full well that I gotta finish it real soon. And you know what? Hopefully there won't be a yogurt spot on it. Why do I have to have the nastiest stains? So that's a new start. The other new start that you have that you have not seen is this. I'm so excited about this. I started this in February. This is Closely Kept. This is Closely Kept number 1 by Shaded Stitchery. There you go. It's in black and white because I print these off at work. I'm stealing paper and toner from the education system. What are you going to do about it? Closely Kept. I love what Nuri has done. Nuri of Shaded Stitchery has such amazing pieces, but this one out of all of her pieces have really kept in my mind of like, I have to stitch this because, oh, I didn't print out the story. This image was a piece from the African American History Museum. I believe the Smithsonian one in Washington, D.C. Nuri has it. I'll link her stuff below, but Nuri tells you about it. And it was like a keepsake, and Nuri translated it to cross stitch. And I love the idea of walking into a museum and seeing a piece, seeing something that really resonates with you. And, you know, when it sits in a museum behind glass, it kind of feels sterile to me. You know what I mean? It's like, it's nice for people to look and read the story, but the pieces that are in museums weren't made to keep in museums, if you know what I mean. Like, if this was a keepsake, this was for someone to hold and cherish. So what Nuri did was made something that we can hold and cherish and maybe give away to someone. And I really like that idea. So I'm doing it on Cedar River linen. Back at it again at the Krispy Kreme. I'm going to go at red cedar. And I am using Brennan Needle. Oh boy, they always, Cheryl and Patty make me pronounce, I'm a bad reader. Stavanger Things? It's like Stranger Things, only Newfie. Stavanger Things. And here's where I am. I like this variegated floss because I love the stripies. As Michelle Bendy Stitchy says, I like them stripy. There we are. It's on 40 count, 1/2. And I just have the end. It reminds me of a dandelion, the design, for whatever reason, the leaf. I did make a mistake, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go, I made a mistake somewhere here. I'm just going to go around the other side. I'm not picking away at that. I brought this to a Pro D day, and I got this all done. Because I need, oh, I'm sorry, my computer. There we go. I need something in my hands. I need something to do to listen. So like if I'm watching a TV show, I need something to do. That's not on my phone. That's why I cross stitch when we watch TV. But same goes for like a listening, learning thing. I need to do something. Because there's all types of learners, folks. Sorry, my liquid lunch. There's nothing fun in here. It's real good. I love it. Oh, it's kind of warm now. Ugh. Nutrition. Okay. So closely clept and let's make a statement. Number 2 were my new starts. Now I'm going to talk about my whips that I worked on. I worked on 2 things. Number 1 is my new sampler. You saw this last time. Oh, here's the picture. Ugh. This is Hannah Harding, Queenstown Sampler Designs. And you know, it's funny because when I was looking, I'm like, oh, there's not a lot of people stitching it. And then I figured out why. It's not a bad thing. It's just it was a D20 miscalculation. Let me show you. I don't think I got to, I don't know if I talked about this before. This is on, hey, guess what? Cedar River. This is Alabararium. Again, bad reader. Does it go that way? It goes this way. It goes that way. Here we are. I want to try to get the light. Hold on. Everything's coming out real dark. So, I think the last time we talked about this, I had only done this top border. This is 1/2. This, all of the motifs, hey, all of the motifs inside the border are 1/1. So when it recommends for 32 count, I understand why now, because, you know, 1/1 on 40 count would be, guess what? I'm doing 40 count. So I'm doing 1/1 on 40 count. And you know what, folks? It ain't bad. It looks, hey, it looks great. I'm doing 10 stitching. Let's see if I can bring it. There we are. I'm so sorry it's so dark. I'm doing 10 stitching. So that means it's just one leg of the X. Like, I guess you could also call it like a half stitch. Could you? I don't know. Could you call it a half stitch? The coverage is nice. It's so nice to work on this linen. I don't have a problem. And it goes fast. It goes super duper fast. This is a lot of, it doesn't look like it, but that's a lot of stitches, folks. That's a lot of stitches in that flower, but it goes, you know, it's in half the time. So I finished this little flower, this leaf. I finished all this, and I did some over 2 as a treat. And then I'm going to come down here. I'm off. See, the other thing is, if you're doing over 1 and you're off, that's game over, folks. So I'm off somewhere. I couldn't even begin to tell you where, but it don't matter, because I'm just going to extend the border and then try again and meet up with where I'm at. And it don't matter. It don't matter. No one's going to know. This is my HRT Celebration Sampler. I stitch on this every time I take my T-shot. So I stitched on it this weekend. I also stitched on it, I'm a big Formula One fan. So while we were watching the little boys race around Jeddah, we were doing some good tent stitches. So I'll be working on that in a couple weekends. I also, between so many models, I also had a little bit of time, so I was able to take out St. Reatham, my long dog. Let me see if I can find the picture as I go through here like a little squirrel. Oh, is this it? No, that's not it. Here it is. St. Reatham. This is what it looks like. It's huge. This is my oldest whip. I started this January 2020. And I try to do 1 page a year. So I'm on the 4th page, I think. That equates. And I just did... There's no yogurt stains on this one. There are like ketchup stains, but... So I started the 4th page. And I did JK. JK, JK. Just kidding, just kidding. Just nice, big, monochromatic stitching on a 28 count over 2, big loose linen, This linen, the things I'm saying in my head are rude, and I should not repeat them out loud. I always think that if I have time, I would always start like a Patreon where I can like have a monthly like stitch and ditch with Patreon subscribers. And I realized that then I can take off my YouTube filter that I put in my head of like, Dee, you cannot say those rude things. I want to so bad. I want to say these rude things so bad. Anyway, just like 2 letters. JK. That's all. And you know what? 2 letters is better than no letters. This is what I always say. Okay. Those are my whips. Let's talk a little bit about haul. We're only 32 minutes in. This is great. This is fantastic. Okay, hydration. Drink my smoothie. Looks like Slimer, you know? Only 80s kids know. It's a Slimer. Or it's a product of Slimer. Again, rude thoughts in my head that I cannot say out loud. I'm not editing that out. I don't have time. Okay. Haul. Oh my gosh. Folks. Okay. Sorry, those were really aggressive grunts. I have 3 pieces of haul. All are very important, but one is a unicorn chart. I'm going to save that to the end because I don't want it to overshadow the other things. This is the first piece of haul. This is by Ancient Sage Designs. I've been watching this designer for a really long time, and she's done such beautiful pieces. The pieces are all very large, so they're really hard for me to commit to. But this one she just released, and it is small. It is, let me take a peekums. It's just over 50 stitches by 50 stitches. Are you kidding me? And is 1, 2, 3, 4 colors. I'm sorry, it's in black and white. Again, I'm stealing toner and ink from my school. They do not have a color printer. The neat thing, very much like Nuri at Shaded Stitchery with Closely Kept, is this is a piece that was inspired by a piece in a museum. So there's the original piece. Ancient Egyptian glass tile at the Met, 5th Avenue. So this is an Egyptian mosaic piece that was translated into cross stitch. The original, and I'll put down, so you can see, I'll put the designers below. But the original mosaic is like a beautiful turquoise. So I think what I'll do is I'll stitch it on a turquoise. I wish I could show you the color. It's gorgeous. It's got reds and yellows and blackses, coral, tangerine, black brown. This is on my green smoothie up my gullet. Gross. This is going to be on my must stitch list. I want to make it into a Be Scorn You. I've never done one. This is pretty good. You could do that, right? You just need something square. I don't know about the geometric ramifications of a Be Scorn You. I don't even know if I'm saying it correctly, but I think I can do it. So get this one. It's quick stitch, pretty, gorgeous. It could be a needle book. It could be a Be Scorn You. It could be anything you want. And again, like, this is a piece that's under glass at a museum. And in terms of a mosaic, I would think that it used to be out in a public, being enjoyed by everyone, right? And now you can take a piece of history home and enjoy it yourself. So that's really nice. So I got that. I also, and this is going to be a new start, got this. Speaking of giant, the Afghan Sampler by Marumi Designs, Miriam. And again, Miriam designed this based on rug samplings and rug motifs. Fantastic. Fantastic. Love it. Farsi alphabet down here, up here. So Marumi Designs has so many amazing designs, a lot of it based on Iranian designs, especially carpet designs. And then Miriam puts her own twist on it. There's so many I want to stitch, but this one, I love the bands. It's like a little band sampler. I love this giant motif. And this is my plan. I'm going to start at Ramadan. Ramadan starts this Thursday. I don't know when you're going to see this video, but Wednesday night. Ramadan starts at night. So I'm going to put it on this because Miriam voted for this. This is a piece of Ada that I and my friends ice dyed. It's huge. It's got some pinks down there. And then this is a set of floss that we also ice dyed at the same time. It's got a great variegation. And I think I was talking about, like, how do I use this floss or how do I use this fabric when it's so bright? And someone said, like, I was kind of talking about, you know, use white or black or whatever. And someone just says, these bright colors, go for it. And yeah, these go really well together. So I'm going to put it on record. I want to stitch in the negative. I want to stitch the sampler in the negative. I think I have enough floss. I have 7 skeins of DMC. And I think that's what, 8 yards each. I think that would be enough. I might start at the bottom and not do the border and just go up and see how I'm doing. It is 18 count, so I can try with 1 strand and see how it looks. So I'll be starting that for Ramadan. This is going to be my Stitch Asia piece. Where is it? There it is. Love it. And if you're doing Stitch for Pride, you probably have a Stitch Asia piece too. Perfect. Love it. So those are amazing pieces of haul in themselves. But are you ready, folks? This is, oh, there we go. I need to take a drink of my Slimer. Hold on. Chug, 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 chug. But this is a chart that I saw. Who did it? Rebel Stitcher? Someone was at a StitchCon, and I was watching someone do a walkthrough of the brag table, and I saw this piece, and I thought, it belongs in a museum. It is so gorgeous. It's so beautiful. It's perfect in every way. And then I go to find out that it is you could only have gotten it as a kit, number one. Number two, it's a Russian kit maker, RTO. And number three, it was made in 2016 and they don't make it anymore. In fact, if you go to RTO, one of the FAQ questions, the most asked question is, are you going to re-release this specific chart? Are you ready? This is a unicorn. She's here. This is Romantic Mademoiselle. And she's perfect. And I love her. And there's not, screw the Mona Lisa, is all I'm saying. This is the most perfect monkey, funny, in a dress, hilarious. The collar, great. The haphazard flowers on her head, who put them there? The little bee trying to escape? It's just kitsch, baby. It's camp. She's serving. She is serving. Who's your girl? A monkey. Where is she going? It's a monkey prom, obviously. I got the whole chart, baby. I got everything. I got everything. This was unopened when I got it. So I didn't talk about it while I was hunting because I was afraid that someone else would grab it from me. So this, oh, yeah, it was sealed. It was absolutely sealed. It came from here. So what it was I, like anyone after cross-stitch kits, I had a saved search in eBay because that's where things tend to end up. And I've had that search for years. I would say 2 or 3 years now, and maybe 2. And it popped up. Now this is the funniest part because I could not imagine being the person selling this, because what it looked like was someone was getting rid of their haul, their stash, or it looked like there we go, or it looked like someone cleaning out a relative or parent's craft supplies, because the whole thing, it was probably 20-30 kits, RTO kits, and various cross stitch magazines and that sort of thing. I could not imagine what was going through the person's brain who put this stuff up, because all the other stuff, the RTO kits, they were going for 11 and 12 bucks, right? And that's reasonable for an old cross stitch kit. And then there was this one. There was a bidding war. Things got hot and heavy. Things got aggressive. And I could not imagine being the person putting these up and everything else goes for $11 and $12. And this is, we'll say, a lot more than $11 and $12. We'll say the digits were thrice. I could not imagine. They'd be like, what is with this monkey? So I had it, and then in the last, I forgot how eBay works. In the last like 30 seconds, someone grabbed it from me, and I went into a barbarian rage, and I was just entering numbers, and I won it. Do I remember how much I paid for this? No, I blacked out. Is it probably shameful? Yes. But I have my one and only unicorn chart that makes me so happy. That I saw once and I could not stop thinking about her. So I have this. I have Romantic Mademoiselle. She's mine now. I was told that she has a boyfriend too. Don't tell me these things. When am I gonna stitch her? I might start her for my birthday. And people have been asking me if I'm gonna do the background too. And I say, hell yeah, I'm gonna do the background. Because this is all like half stitched. Hell yeah, I'm gonna do the background. Because then like the price per stitch is reasonable. There she is. We love her. Sometimes I get to be a little gremlin about stash. I'm not a little gremlin about like, oh, I must have it. I'm pretty good at stuff like that. But sometimes you see a monkey and boy, you fall in love. Tale as old as time. Boy sees monkey, boy falls in love. And now I got a monkey. Okay, before we do Snail Mail Club, we usually do a little education. So if this ain't your scene, you can skip forward, I guess. Two things in education. I usually talk about how my HRT is going, as I itch my leg. My transition, this is, I'm over a month on T and I'm 7 months HRT. And I had a moment, and I want to share it with you. I was talking to my other friend who is also on HRT, and the moment was, we realized like as we age, we're going to age in a body that is ours. And how freaking exciting that is. The other thing that I'm getting to feel is like how much more I want to take care of my body. I mean, I'm drinking green. I exercised, you know, I was an exercise person before, but now I'm getting back into running. I'm weightlifting again. I used to do Olympic lifting in my 20s, and I'm getting back into that in my late 30s. And it's just this very powerful need to feel so connected to your body, and it's fantastic. So yeah, it's going great. What's not going great is, as you could probably see, God, the hair grease. Greasy hair. My T-zone is out of control. But again, it goes with like, I've never before done so much for my skin as I do right now. Taking care of my skin. I've never moisturized like I have. You know what I mean? So even with the bad, it makes me feel good. So that's my update. The other thing I want to talk about education-wise, and it's going to be just very brief. I'm going to link an article down below that if you're interested, I would read. But one little piece to what is going on in anti-trans legislation is bathroom bills. And excuse me, smoothie. There's another one. The Slimers are just... we've seen bathroom bills are not new. They've been happening since 2011, 2013. I believe in North Carolina was the first one to pass. They're old news, but the debate has started up again with this new fever of like anti-trans feelings. So I just want to put a little perspective to my accomplices who maybe are talking with their relatives about this weird thing about cis women not feeling safe in bathrooms if there's specifically trans women in the bathrooms. And this is weird to me. Because that indicates that, number one, they think anyone with a penis is dangerous. I bet they know a lot of people with penises who are not dangerous. I'm just going to assume that. I assume that you know someone with a penis who's not dangerous. I don't know. I'm just going to put it out there. And number two, they have this idea that trans people are dangerous. Which is, again, very odd because I don't think there are real cases of trans people attacking women in bathrooms. I think this is kind of a boogeyman, you know what I mean? And I just want to relate it back to bathroom history, where the same outrage, the same lines were being given when bathrooms in America were desegregated from the first time. And the same line of this other group, what are they going to do with our women, our wives? That pattern goes back to desegregation. It also goes back further to like class systems. In Britain, there was a desegregation of working class women and the ruling class women. And there was the same message of what are these working class women going to do to what are they going to do to the upper class women? Or again, with desegregation in America, what are these black women going to do to our white women? And now it's, what are these trans women going to do with these women, our wives? It's really odd. It's really odd because who's being hurt? It's just women. All. So, number one, trans people just want to pee. Number two, trans people aren't monsters. Number three, just because you have a penis, don't mean you're gonna hurt someone. And trans women are women and they deserve to use the bathroom just like everyone else. I don't know. I don't know about you, but in the bathroom, me personally, I like to go to the bathroom. I go in a stall, I shut the door, I do my business. I don't talk to anyone. And I leave, I wash my hands, and then I leave. What's going on in the bathroom? What else do you do? That's just, trans people want to pee. And this debate is also forgetting that there are trans men. And if you force trans men to use a women's bathroom because they don't have a penis, there's going to be a lot more upset women when a giant bearded man comes in. That's probably a little bit more frightening to women. I don't know why. Basically, yeah, if there's sex criminals, they should be punished. They should not have access to washrooms. But being trans doesn't mean you're a sex criminal. I have a link to an article written by a trans woman named Sophia, and she was put in a very awkward situation by a Tory minister, a Tory counselor, I don't know what they call them back then, someone who is in the government. Please read her statement. She covers the history of, or she touches on the history of like bathroom bills and how ridiculous it is. So please, yeah. Maybe my let's make a statement number 3 will be, just let trans people go to the bathroom. We have to poop too. Okay. Another thing, going back to me, The thing that HRT has given me is boundless golden retriever like energy. Like, it's great. But there's this need to like do every craft known to man. Like whenever I see a craft, now I'm like, oh, I have to do it. So I'm in the cusp of making paper making equipment, so you might see some of that soon. Hopefully, we'll see. I've also made like just clay stuff. Made a little ashtray for myself. It's just great. Crafts are great. I love it. Okay, let's do giveaway. Every episode of my Flosstube, I pick a comment from the last session, from the last episode. And if this person comments, if they're a follower of me, if they subscribe, if they're over 18, and if they're part of my snail mail club, if you want to be part of my snail mail club, you can just sign up your address down below. I pick a comment and I send them some stuff that I have. I have a bag full of stuff. What is it? It's from my travels, or I don't know. Sometimes I give away fabric or just whatever. I mean, look at the disaster. I could just grab something from there and probably give it to you. So the winner is, oh, I think this is a new subscriber. Cotterill family. Name escapes me, but I've seen you. Kiwi. I think she's from New Zealand. I think this is a New Zealand poster. I'm not sure pronouns, so sorry if I want to thank you for the explanation about the author and wizard. I don't know the half of it, so having it explained so clearly is invaluable to me. That's very nice. I hope that I am clear. Did you know my translator came to Canada for Christmas? Oh, I got stuck in Vancouver airport in a random blizzard. Yes, everyone got stuck. I made it out the day before. She was not a fan of that part of her trip, but loved her time in Coquitlam. I'm right next door to Coquitlam. Love it. Anyways, love your videos. Thanks for the fab content, Nick. Oh, I think Nicola. I think Nicola is this poster's name. Nicola and your family, I love you. I'm gonna send you something to New Zealand. That's really exciting. What am I gonna send? I don't know. Maybe I'll send you some North American stuff. Hey, some stuff from my travels. Okay, if you want to be part of my snail mail club, again, be a subscriber, be over 18, and fill out my snail mail club form. Is that it? I think so. I'm under an hour. This is great. I'm gonna go chug the rest of the smoothie. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Monkeys. No, you know what? It's not important. I'll see you around. I'll see you in April. April, new Stitch for Pride is coming out. So the spring fling boxes are happening. StitchNorth is happening. I got a lot to do. Okay, I love you. I'm your trans gay Stitch dad, and I'm really proud of you, and I'm proud of the work you're doing. Thank you very much. See you on the other side.